Morning everyone and welcome to Stretford Paddock. First off, I know what you're thinking. That's not Joe. He's usually here on a Monday. But no, it's me, Alex. We are sorting out some content for you over on Mr. Stephen House's channel this afternoon. And you're going to have to put up with me this morning. Obviously, big news coming up over the weekend about United target Donny Van De Beek. This has come all over the place. This has come from Tier 1 sources, Ajax Tier 1 sources, The Telegraph saying United have begun talks to sign Ajax Donny Van De Beek. Sources say that we did make contact in August. Hold on 1 second, I've got one more thing, let me see. Of course, Donny Van De Beek. We've made contact with the midfielder in August last year, but 40 million seemed excessive at the time. We also made contact in January, but I think our priorities then was Bruno Fernandes. But now they've renewed interest. The sources say that the contact between Manchester United and Ajax is very good, obviously with Ed Woodward and Edwin van der Sar. So this is one that looking like it could happen. This is definitely looking like it can happen with this connection, whatever. With Ed Woodward and Van der Sar. Van der Sar has also come out and said yesterday, sorry. Let me just get this quote for you. It's clear that clubs like Real Madrid and Man United are showing interest in Donny Van De Beek. So it's looking very, very likely to happen. Came out of nowhere really, in terms of that. But this is a strange one in terms of what this means for everything else going forward. You know, Donny Van De Beek. We've been linked with a lot of defensive midfielders, but that's not Donny Van De Beek. He's probably more in the replacement of the target of Jack Grealish. Definitely James Maddison's off the table now. So if he came in, what does that mean? Does that mean that Paul Pogba may be on the way out? Does that mean that he's going to be in the midfield with Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Donny Van De Beek, and another? Obviously a really good player. I'm not saying a few in the comments saying he's a very good player. I agree, very, very good player, but where does he fit into that system? I mean, the great thing would be this is showing how much our strength in depth would be if that was our midfield, especially with the going attacking options. So, a fantastic option, and it's looking very, very likely. This has also been reported in the Times. United have renewed their interest in Donny Van De Beek and are weighing up a bid. Real Madrid have agreed and outlined €55 million deal with Ajax, but the coronavirus pandemic has left the player uncertain whether Real can sign them this summer. I think, yes, there's been reports coming out that Donny Van De Beek wants to move on this summer. He wants to become one of the big midfielders in Europe and present himself as that. And he doesn't want to wait potentially another 12 months for Real Madrid to come knocking. He wants to get this done here and now, and that's where Manchester United look to have come in here. Like you said, a few comments in there, feel like it could be Grealish if Villa go down, but Van De Beek if not, perhaps. I agree, that might be the option. I think the other problem is with the coronavirus pandemic, I think that we've had to maybe look at other options, and I think this is probably a better replacement. But like I said, it seems a strange one for me, this, because this maybe puts a doubt of Paul Pogba. This is one of the things with Paul Pogba. Not exactly the same player, definitely not exactly the same player, but similar positions, attacking midfielder. Someone saying in there, if we can get him, he can play next to Pogba in the 4-2-3-1. Pogba, Van De Beek, Fernandes, I don't think that's defensively strong enough. So yeah, who knows what this means for Paul Pogba? Who knows what this means for the rest of our transfers? Maybe this means that Paul Pogba will be pursued by Real Madrid. All these different things. The sources for everyone asking, The Telegraph, the Tier 1 source is Matt Vermage, who is an Ajax reporter. It's also been in the Times, and Edwin van der Sar came out and said this in NOS this week. So, looks very, very possible. Seems like a cheaper price. The price is mentioned, this £40 million, under the €50 million mark. Maybe that's the other reason. Maybe Ollie sees him, or Ed Woodward sees him as a slightly cheaper option to Jack Grealish. The price that's been thrown around with it being 50-60 million. So yeah, maybe it's a cheaper option. few people saying one stepping stone for him to go to Real Madrid, potentially, but I think I think he's a very, very good player, and I think that I think if we can get him in, it would definitely improve our squad. Now, again, like I've said, what does this mean for Paul Pogba? What does this mean for Jack Grealish? Who knows? That'll be just to wait and see, really. Next bit of news I have for you today is that United's essentially the rest of their season has been mapped out. Yep, the rest of the season's been mapped out in terms of our fixtures. Let me just pull them up for you 1 second. So this is the provisional date for July, which is it all the way through from now. So the run in July will be Bournemouth at home, Aston Villa away, Southampton at home, Crystal Palace away, West Ham at home, and Leicester City away. And that would complete our running. That goes along with the Tottenham game, Sheffield United game, and Brighton game, all in June. Hectic schedule, game there every 3 or 4 days, apart from the gap being 8 days between West Ham and Leicester City. But I'm guessing that has been put in place in order to have the FA Cup semi-final. So if all goes well, I think it's a game every 3 or 4 days from the 19th of June to the 26th of July. And then maybe an FA Cup final straight after that as well, if all goes well. So hectic schedule for Manchester United. And the running overall doesn't look too bad. You know, looking at the people around us, we've got Tottenham and Leicester City. But realistically, you know, it's a very good running. It's a winnable running. We could win most of them games. And the top 4 is definitely an option. So, like I said, I'll run through the fixtures again. This is July. This is all subject to change, which I'm guessing means they're can go a day either side for television and stuff like that. Bournemouth at home on the 4th, Aston Villa away on the 8th, Southampton at home on the 11th, Palace away on the 15th, West Ham at home on the 18th of July, and our season ending away at Leicester City on the 26th of July. That's going to be a massive game. We clawed back a lot of points to Leicester City. But right now they were in, not saying free fall because they weren't, but they were nowhere near as good form as us. And if we get close to them, you know, that could be a big game. That could be the top 4 decider at the end of the season. I'm going to go through a couple of questions with you guys now. So we've got realistically, how many points do you think we could get? I think we can definitely go unbeaten through that game. You know, like I said, the only main challenges, I mean, we've got Tottenham, Sheffield United and Leicester City. They're the guys in the top 6 or 7. They're going to be our tough games. But, you know, we should be winning the rest of those, especially if we keep everyone fit, especially with everyone coming back. I think we've got a strong enough squad to beat all those players, beat all those teams, sorry. So it's going to be a good run-in. Let's have a look. Callum Brown. If Villa go down, does Grealish value go down also? It's a 6 and 2. It's a strange one with that, because if Villa go down, obviously they're going to want to cash in a bit more, and I think Jack Grealish will want to probably move on definitely. But you know, it also means that maybe more teams will be interested. Maybe it means that Villa will definitely be selling, and they can sort of put a bidding war up. But you know, the quotes are probably still more than what Donny Van De Beek is. So it's what Ollie sees in that, because like I've said, I think if they're looking at keeping Paul Pogba, I don't think either of those players are guaranteed starters coming to this Manchester United team. So who knows where that's going to go. But like I said, I'm not sure about the Grealish value going down too much. I still think we'll be paying £50 million plus even if they do go down. So unsure how that's going to go. And let's have a look. You're 9 on the bench. Wow, it's crazy. I mean, the one thing that I did see is that obviously United had the two games this weekend. The game this weekend at Old Trafford, and I think it really just showed the squad depth that we had with the teams that got put out and the pictures that got seen. It did look like we played a diamond in both those games. I think in both them teams, I think the team in gold had Bruno, Mata, McTominay and Fred in it. So again, strong team. And then the red team had Pogba, Gomez, Matic, and I think Lingard was in there as well. So you know the squad depth in midfield is a lot stronger. They also have Pereira in there as well. So from what we were looking at the start of the season to now, I think the squad depth is a hell of a lot better, and I think that we're ready to go with this. I think obviously we lost a bit of run of form, but with us coming back, with players like Pogba, with players like Marcus Rashford coming back, we're definitely in a better position with our squad. Obviously, other teams are in the same boat where teams like Tottenham have got a lot of their players back, but United are definitely in a better position since they left. Let's have a quick look at the others. Thoughts on Greenwood wearing number 7 shirt? I think he's just, I think they just probably did 1 to 11 shirts for the red and the gold team. I don't think they had proper squad numbers on. I think that's definitely probably there for Jadon Sancho. I think it'd be risky to give it to him too early. I think let him establish himself as a first team player first before giving, the number 7 shirt's been obviously it's been a bit cursed in the past few years. So I think that let him develop into a first team player before that happens. Hardest games will be the lower teams. We seem to perform against the tougher teams. Hopefully Bruno and Partnership and Paul can change that. I definitely think that. I definitely think that we're a better team to play against these small teams, and not just small teams that sit back. I think we're definitely well equipped to do that than what we were before. Right, guys, that's going to be all from me. We'll have more coming up today. Howson's Brew on today, and obviously Joe will be back for the news tomorrow. I know you've all missed him. I'm about to go and play golf with Joe Smith and Mr. Stephen Howson, so this is going to be utter chaos. Who knows how that's going to go, but that's why I'm doing the news this morning. That's why we're a bit earlier. Thanks for joining us this morning. Make sure you're checking out our memberships and things like that. The away kit will be in our loot box this month, so well worth it. So keep a look at that. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribing if you're new, and I will see you next time. Laters.